Hi friends, my name is Shelby if you are new here, and if you're a current subscriber, you know that I have had my concerns. I have a whole garden absolutely loaded with brassicas, meaning I've got some broccoli, cabbage, and some cauliflower. Are my cauliflower plants and broccoli plants going to be ready to harvest in time to start resetting the garden beds? Lucky for me, they are suddenly just appearing. I'm getting full heads of cauliflower out of nowhere. So I am certainly not like an absolute expert at growing brassicas. Today we're focused mainly on cauliflower. It's the most cauliflower I've ever grown in one season. Some of the beds did better than others, and from that I have learned a lot. The best time to grow cauliflower will be either in the fall or in the spring, and that really depends on the zone that you live in. Some people might be able to grow cauliflower in both times of the year. It really just depends. Now, the cauliflower plant gets stressed very easily when it comes to warmer temperatures. So here in my zone, zone 9 in Florida, we really only have an opportunity to grow cauliflower in the fall. Now, you can definitely give it a shot. However, in the spring, those temperatures are going to be well above 75 degrees. Cauliflower really thrives in temperatures at about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. I want to show you one of the heads of cauliflower that is certainly ready to harvest. What you're going to want to look for is a head of cauliflower that's roughly 6 to 8 inches in diameter. Any bigger, you're going to start to see the head get a little bit sporadic looking and start to bolt or shoot out. So I am missing my garden harvesting shear, so I'm just using scissors today. What you're gonna do is cut at the very base of the plant, and then you're just gonna leave those roots in there. They'll become one with the soil and just help to enrich the soil, just as you would with creating compost. If you pull the entire plant out, then all you're doing is just pulling more soil out and potentially just wasting soil. That's not gonna work. These scissors are not gonna work. I'm just gonna snap it at the base. It's okay, that's what we're doing here. This is a very strong plant. But now we've got our beautiful head of cauliflower. I would definitely recommend growing a self-blanching variety. If not, then you're going to have to make sure that you tie the leaves up with some twine or with some tape to avoid the cauliflower getting burnt by the sun. And it will literally look like it's burnt. They don't want direct sun on the actual heads of the cauliflower. The plants itself, though, they do thrive in full sun, anywhere from at least 6 hours to more sun a day. These particular beds of cauliflower that I have growing, they're getting about 8 to 10 hours of sun a day. Now, if anybody has any cauliflower recipes they recommend, definitely drop a comment in the comment section. I want to hear from you. I've been following a few different plant-based accounts to get some better ideas on amazing ways to really utilize these homegrown garden vegetables. I don't want to just boil them and kind of eat them as a side. I want to do some really fantastic things with the cauliflower that we grow here. So if you have any good suggestions, I definitely want to hear from you. I've got another one over here that is definitely smaller. It's only about 6 inches in size. The other one was closer to about the 8-inch diameter, and the reason why I know that it's ready to harvest is that it's looking like it's about to get a little bit sporadic and start to separate a little bit. I definitely recommend, if you're gonna do a big cauliflower harvest, to not just do it with your hands, but here we are just cracking this sucker. Well, yeah, that wasn't that bad. Another one to add to the pile. What you can do is just rip off these leaves around the side. You can save them for later, cut them up, saute them, boil them, use them how you would with kale or any other green like that. Or you can put them in your compost pile. You can give them to your worms if you have like a worm bin, or you can give them to your chickens, which is one of my favorite ways to do it, because then it gives back to you in very nutrient dense and healthy eggs. Self-blanching looks like this on the inside. You're gonna start to see the leaves just always naturally kind of curling in on themselves until a little head starts to form from that center. So I always recommend doing a self-blanching variety because it's going to save you a bunch of work, especially if you live in a warmer climate or you are a newer gardener. There's a lot that can go wrong when it comes to gardening, and that's one less thing you have to worry about. So I wanted to show you guys this particular head of cauliflower. It is literally only like 2 inches in diameter. It's actually not quite ready yet to harvest. It's looking a little bit unfilled in the middle. However, with that said, it's never going to get to a point where it's as big as those other ones that I showed you. The plant itself is so much smaller than the ones that I just showed you. The reason this plant is stunted in comparison to the other plants is because I was practicing succession sowing. I was planting cauliflower every few weeks in the beginning of November, October, to make sure that we consistently had a harvest of cauliflower and broccoli for a few weeks. Now, this particular plant just wasn't able to get to a sizable enough size before these warmer and more inconsistent temperatures started to take effect. So this plant just decided, hey, I'm done. I'm gonna start to do what I was intended to do, basically reproduce and eventually go to seed. So if you aren't hitting the mark as far as the temperatures, then you're gonna see more stunted plants and smaller heads. These ones I'm super excited about. It's the Purple of Sicily cauliflower, and just look at how absolutely beautiful these heads of cauliflower are. Now, this is a good example of a head that has been left in here for 1 or 2 days too long. So it can go from looking absolutely perfect and ready to harvest to a little bit sporadic and start to loosen up. This is absolutely still edible. There's nothing wrong with this. I've actually got 3 heads of the Purple of Sicily that are ready to harvest. It is a little bit less tight than I would have ideally preferred to harvest it at. And I have a head of cauliflower that has absolutely gone way too far because I was sick for a few days and not able to get out here. And I'll show you what that looks like. The cauliflower behind me is already starting to bolt, and that is just a matter of me being sick, not able to get out here for a few days, and you know, now it's starting to turn into seed. So it's going to continue to just grow and bolt even higher up, and then eventually it'll form these little yellow flowers that a pollinator will pollinate, and then it will turn into these little beans that will have seeds inside of them. So if you want to have at least 1 or 2 heads of cauliflower go to seed per variety, then that's an excellent way to save seeds for the next year and not have to buy another seed packet. Let's get all of this Purple of Sicily harvested. We don't want any more to continue to go to seed. I actually also have a whole Purple of Sicily slash a few Romanesco plants in my no-till, like in-ground garden rows. So all of the heads of cauliflower in this particular bed, they're all really small, and I think that the reason why, and I know that they're not going to get any bigger, like it's not that they're not ready yet, they are ready because they're going to seed, as you can see here. I think it's 1, maybe the spacing, but 2, they're not getting nearly as much sun as the ones over there that I just showed you. They're only getting about 6 hours of sun a day. So yes, they can work in about 6 hours of sun, but they're not going to thrive to their full potential in 6 hours or so. So I would definitely recommend at least 8 hours of sun, because all of these heads of cauliflower are really small, as you can see. These ones have already gone to seed. This one is like the most sizable out of all of them, and I haven't seen a single head of cauliflower in this particular row that has gotten bigger than this before starting to basically go to seed. And while I'm over here, just so you know, this is what those little flowers will look like. They will go from, the plant will just continue to get taller and taller and taller, until it looks like it's as stretched out as possible, and then it will turn into little flowers. So that is why you want to avoid leaving the plants in there for too long if it looks like it's ready to harvest. All right, I am very satisfied with this cauliflower harvest. We've got some like grocery store size heads, and I've got a lot to work with as far as bringing them inside and cooking with them. So if you guys do have any great recipes, I am all ears. The other cauliflower that we're not going to quite have time to enjoy this week, I'm going to freeze. And this is also why I'm super happy that I did some succession planting. That way not all of my cauliflower is going to be ready to harvest at one time, and I don't have to just load up the freezer with cauliflower. Now I have no doubt that the rest of my cauliflower and broccoli plants are going to be ready to harvest by the time March comes around, because literally one day it'll look like there's nothing going on in there, and the next day, like out of nowhere, like a little snowball will appear. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and until next time, bye.